big disclaimer. I know that a lot of people are going to be like, Captain America was born on July 4th. He's obviously Cancer. I know that I'm sure like all these characters have fictional birthdays, but based off of their personality traits and behavioral patterns, I'm diagnosing a different zodiac sign based on my opinion. So please don't fight me in the comments because I am just doing this for fun. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I am Milk and this is Milk Astrology, and today we're going to be doing a no wine zodiac signs as Avengers. For Aries, I think that Captain America makes the most sense to me. I feel like a lot of people would disagree with this because they see Captain America as kind of a very reserved and humble, like, calm superhero. But in my opinion, like especially with like every Aries male that I've met, been extremely calm, but then like below the surface there's like this really fiery, passionate side about them. They have this innate need to want to protect and help and save everyone, and they're very empathetic, and I feel like we just don't talk about that enough for Aries in general. But I feel like Captain America embodies this for me, and that is why I chose him as the Aries for the Avengers. And you know, if you disagree, that's fine. Don't get offended by my personal opinion. So for Taurus, hi Dobby. We've talked about this. Hulk. And I know that everyone's going to get very mad, and I feel like we envision Hulk as this impulsive and childish creature, and I did this because they have two very opposite sides to them that we don't really talk about. I feel like we are so focused on Gemini being dually personalitied. Is that a statement or sentence? And I don't think we talk about how Taurus kind of captures this very calm and collected and methodical approach to life, but this opposite side of them that comes out when they're riled up or angered or upset is this really impulsive and hot-headed and stubborn characteristic that makes them kind of the first to pop off, the first to fight, the first to strongly back up their opinion with the facts that they believe in. And that just screams Hulk to me, because Hulk, you know, his whole character development, especially like throughout all of the Avengers and his own movies, it's this really calm, intelligent, mellow guy, but he has this kind of alter ego where he turns or morphs into something completely unlike those characteristics, and this whole time he's wrestling with how to find like a balance, how to find a medium. And I feel like that's kind of like what I see for Taurus in a lot of ways. I feel like they're constantly, and I just feel like that is the ultimate Taurus struggle. For Cancer, I have assigned, who did I assign to Cancer? I feel like Star-Lord is, I don't even know if he's like technically a real Avenger, but I'm going to just include him because I don't see anyone else in this scenario that would be him, or would I don't know. He is a Cancer to me, and I feel like that is because he has this very like tough shell, but he's extremely sensitive and he's extremely empathetic. He's always thinking of everyone but himself, and he's always really trying to find that sense of home and create that sense of home for him, because he didn't have that growing up. And I feel like a lot of Cancers, whether they had a very strong and healthy childhood or they didn't, they're always trying to rebrand or build this sense of unity, family, and home, whether that's with their friends, with their community. I always see them just trying to really engage and create that, and I feel like that's also something that Star-Lord does. For Gemini, so apart from Rocket, because Rocket is just the best character in general, he's so witty, he's so sassy, he's very tough, and he's also just like completely honest even when you don't want to hear it, and that's respectable. But also, Rocket, I would have to give Gemini to Tony Stark. because not only is he Mercury ruled, he's restless, he says everything that comes to mind, he doesn't filter himself, and he's so intelligent, and that just, I don't see another zodiac sign for Tony Stark. Okay, maybe he has like a Virgo moon, but other than that, I just feel like that screams Gemini. For Leo, I would choose Groot and also Thor. I'm choosing Groot because Groot is just like this lovable yet impulsive yet vulnerable creature, and I feel like that's Leo regardless of how tough they act. Leos would sacrifice themselves for their loved ones, at least the ones that are healthy and balanced and not the problematic ones. But yeah, and then Thor, because Thor is like so focused on his image, and he's cocky, but he doesn't like shove it down your throat. He's like subtle about it, but you can tell he knows he's confident, he knows he looks good, and also like he believes in a cause, he believes in fighting for something that matters, and doesn't stand down. He doesn't get intimidated easily, and I feel like that is Leo to me. And then in the last movie, I won't give spoilers, but the way he handled his sadness was very Leo to me, because Leos have this need to kind of recede into themselves, and I also feel like a lot of them can be attached to I don't want to like make a stereotype that is toxic, but I just feel like Leos can emotionally eat their feelings, and I feel like that's kind of, there was a scene where Thor did that, and yeah, anyone can do that, but I just feel like I've known them to attach a lot of emotional ties with their food habits, and I also feel like that's something Thor did when he was sad, and I don't know, I just feel like his whole energy just screams Leo to me. And then for Virgo, I definitely want to say Gamora, and also again Tony Stark and Vision. So I'm giving like 3 people to Virgo, but in my defense, all 3 people are extremely calculated, and they all have big hearts, and they all care a lot, but they all try to shove logic over matters of the heart, and they all try to like show their friends this kind of way of doing things, and it's not that they're like jerks, it's just that they have a very strong viewpoint that they believe in, and they want to use reason to help in situations that are emotionally conflicting. And Vision, of course, is just like an encyclopedia, like he's a robot, but he's such a generous and kind and like almost like a servant in a lot of ways, because he's just so quick to cater to everyone's needs, and he's so empathetic, and that's kind of the soft side of Virgo that they don't really want you to see. So that was Virgo to me. And then for Libra, the mantis one, I don't know her name, but she was very sweet and very intelligent, but didn't, her like niceness and politeness overshadowed her intelligence, even though it was just as equally there, and I feel like that happens to Libra a lot of the time. And then also Black Panther's sister, I feel, was a Libra, because she's playful and she's intelligent, and she's kind of a jokester, and I feel like that is also like a side of Libra that we don't talk about enough. For Scorpio, obviously Black Widow. I don't really feel like anyone else could be Black Widow. I mean, anyone else could be a Scorpio in this scenario, because Black Widow was so reserved and hidden, yet willing to sacrifice herself for everyone, even if hurt her. And that's just very Scorpio to me. I feel like they are very tough and very cool, but underneath that, they are very quick to just want to sacrifice themselves to something bigger than them. They want to be like a part of something that matters, that weighs more than what trivial everyday things pop up. I don't know if that makes sense. And then Sagittarius. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna steal this specific one from Tess, which is AstroGRLZ on Twitter and Instagram, and they said that Thanos was a Sagittarius. And honestly, like, once I see that, I could never unsee that. Like, that literally is Sagittarius at their worst. Because Thanos, if you think about it, Thanos wasn't a bad guy. Like, he just felt like the world was overly populated. And he just was like this weird old soul, this hippie dude that just wanted to live in a very, like, secluded island and be around nature and have some peace and quiet. And that's literally like every Sagittarius that I've ever met. But at the same time, he was kind of a bad person because, you know, he tortured his children and killed lots of innocent people. So, you know, once I saw that tweet that Thanos was a Sagittarius, I was just like, you're absolutely right. So that was not my original thought, but I am just recycling that because I strongly believe it now and I see nothing else. Also, a Sagittarius that is an actual Avenger and not like a villain. Loki, first of all, because you don't want to like him, but you end up liking him anyways. Every Sagittarius man in the world. Again with Iron Man and again with Rocket. I know that's kind of recycling, but at the same time, like, they're both sarcastic, they're both sharp-witted, they're both extremely intelligent, they both have big hearts, but they don't like to emphasize this, and that's how I feel about them. For Capricorn, so Thor again, because Thor is very, like, cool and collected most of the time and reserved, but he does have that, like, debonair cockiness undertones, and so I feel like obviously he has, like, a Capricorn moon or rising, like, he has some kind of daddy energy, if you know what I'm saying. I guess I just have to give it to Thor. I don't know. I'm sorry. Don't kill me. Also, maybe Hawkeye, because Hawkeye has, like, this really big need to be super responsible all the time. Oh, and then Captain America's friend Bucky? I don't know. But he's a Capricorn. Because all these people are just very reserved and they're kind of cool and collected, but passionate and kind of flighty, and I just feel like that's Capricorn to me. For Aquarius, this one's my favorite personally because this is my favorite character other than Groot. Black Panther, T'Challa, I'm butchering that, I'm so sorry. Is Aquarius to me, is Aquarius energy, is Aquarius leadership, rulership, etc. Here is why. So T'Challa, you know, his whole, like, coming into the throne and stuff, I don't really think it was even something he wanted. Like, I don't think he wanted it because of status. I don't think he cared about, like, a hierarchy. I don't think he cared about being, like, a king. I don't think that was, like, a need for him, until he felt like he needed to help humanity or help the world or help his people, and that is just such an Aquarius to me. And then also, like, the whole energy, like, he has this very airy kind of cool and eclectic and creative and unique vibe, but he's also very, like, Saturn ruled in a way. He's very reserved and he's very he likes to see things through and he likes to rely on reason and he doesn't want to be impulsive. He wants to really understand what he's doing or what's going on before he decides how his approach is going to be. And I just feel like that screams Aquarius energy. Not to mention, Aquarius as a sun sign is detriment. It's uncomfortable as a sun sign. People who have Aquarius in their sun sign struggle, I look crazy, struggle with wanting to have spotlight, wanting to have attention, wanting to have focus on themselves. And when you put Black Panther into this whole, like, coming into himself, understanding himself, you know, really just understanding who he is, I just feel like that was such a harder transition than maybe someone else, because I think of the Aquarius energy coming into play, and it just makes more sense to me. Pisces, I don't know why I'm, like, dancing. Pisces is Spider-Man, all of the Spider-Men. I just feel like Pisces has this very, like, empathetic and sensitive energy, but they also, like, are just really random and, like, in their own element and just kind of on their own wavelength, and no one else is kind of on that wavelength or can most of the time understand what's going on with them. And I just feel like that's kind of what Pisces and Spider-Man embody. I feel like Spider-Man is like this kid, he's youthful, he's young, he doesn't really know anything about the world yet. He's figuring it out, he's impulsive as hell, all he cares about is what sounds fun, and he's chasing adrenaline, and I'm kind of describing an Aries unintentionally, but I just also feel like that's very Pisces, because Pisces is kind of in their own world, in their own, I don't want to say delusion, but I feel like at the same time like they're in their own sense of reality. And I do feel like at times Spider-Man is like so naive, even though he's not, can be extremely intelligent, but we just aren't always able to see that side of him. But it's there, it's just Pisces energy, you know? Overall, that completes this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are here, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I post new videos every week. I want to start getting on a schedule soon. I'm going to hold myself accountable eventually, so just please try to bear with me. Yeah, and please turn that notification bell on so that you get all of my updates. I'm trying really hard to make it on YouTube, and if you thought this video was enjoyable at all and you feel like I deserve a chance at making it on YouTube, help me and support me. It's free. And yeah, I will see you in my next video.